Hi everybody, it's Kelly, also known on Twitter as Kelly1977, and I did post a video on my birthday, which was Sunday, October 27th. Today is Halloween, Thursday, so happy Halloween to everybody. Where I live at in Vermont, we don't really celebrate that. I believe it's more like the kids have a party and they can dress up, and it's kind of a chill day for them in school. I'm not even sure if they do dances out here for special things like this. Like when I was in high school, we did. Halloween was one, Christmas and Valentine's we had a dance, 3 to 4 a year. So I'm not sure what they do out here. I do know that I've lived in this location for 3 years, and not one trick-or-treater has come to my house. So we did not buy any candy this year. I now live on the first floor, but when I lived downstairs, we were the main entrance to the first floor, and still didn't get anybody. Even if I sat outside, we didn't get anybody. So again, I don't know how it works. I think the malls out here may have a little something from like 5 to 8 where you can go to the stores and kids can trick or treat. I think that's more or less in hopes that people will go and buy something while they're there or after they're done doing it. So Sunday I was very sick. I don't remember if I said that in my vlog or not. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I cleaned the house. I started off with bathroom. I organized the kitchen area, which kind of still looks okay. I moved everything off my counters, including microwave, coffee pot, toaster, wiped it all down, sanitized it properly. The stove, I couldn't get inside the fridge. It took me 45 minutes just to do the bathroom. I wanted to do a really good job. I have a pet peeve where if I'm going to have company, I want my home to look the best. Dusted, vacuumed, washed floor, normal stuff like that. Saturday, I cooked as much as I could because of what we were having. And I did the roast in the oven because it had bone on it. And that I cooked for 2 hours and 300. And 30 minutes before it was going to come out, I put duck sauce on it as a glaze. And that just helps sweeten the meat from the inside. It makes it more tender. So I do believe I did say what happened Sunday, but I'll just recap for everybody. Maybe there's a new viewer. So I set this up 10 days before my birthday because my husband was sick the week before. And the kids, I wanted everybody to come over at 4, but my daughter-in-law said that she had to work. So okay, we said, oh well, at first 1, then it was 12. They come over at 11:40, and just 1 second. Got a runny nose. So they came over at 11:40, dropped off the cake. We put it in the freezer. It was half chocolate. Well, the whole thing was chocolate like fudge, and it was very thick and heavy. But I think that had to do with being frozen and thawed a little bit and refrozen. And the frosting was half peanut butter and half chocolate. So we had that as well. And they said that they would be back around 2. Okay. There was a storm. It hit us earlier, but where they went to, which was an hour drive away, to go get my grandson, I guess it was just passing through, so they were doing 40 instead of 70 is usually what people do. But they didn't get back here until 5. So, that's almost 5.5 hours. I had all the food cooked for 2 because they said they would be back at 2. So, the pork was already done. vegetables, mixed vegetables, baked beans, and I did sour cream and chive pasta, like kind of like a spaghetti. And that's what we had, and we had pork gravy. So by the time they came over, my husband couldn't wait anymore. He ate at 2:30, thought he was going to pass out. My mom was 20 minutes late. She got here at 3:20. I was trying to set it up so I could spend some time with the kids, because we haven't seen them in like a month, and then spend time all together. But that didn't work out that way. By the time they got here, like I said, it was 5. Then my grandson was a little cranky, so they left about 7:20, and it took me about 20-30 minutes to get my mom to leave. She just wanted to have a conversation as she was leaving. Then she's getting her cell phones and her drinks and her keys and stuff, and this is just the way it happens. So I personally try not to have her over here, because, you know, almost 4.5 hours later, I know when I used to go to kids' parties, it was like 12, and then people would leave at 2 or maybe 3. You know, and I was not feeling good. I was red in the face. I had a fever. I had a runny nose. I had watery eyes. I had pain in my head. So I absolutely was not feeling good. I didn't cancel. I had it. So it just like didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. We did watch our grandson the next day, Monday, and we had him for 6 hours. So that was nice that we got that time with him, but you know, it just didn't turn out the way I wanted. Never does. I was sick last year on my birthday as well as this year. It ran last year on my birthday like it did this year. So that's the recap of that. So now my mother's saying I gave her the flu, and I don't have the flu, so I didn't give her the flu. I just basically, it could be, you know, allergies and sinuses, just because it's still raining a lot. This is where the farmers re-put down their hay. I'm not sure what it does, but they put down the hay where the corn usually goes. People are mowing the lawns, they're weed whacking, they're raking leaves. So I think it has to do with that. So my husband's at school right now, so I figured I'd do a quick vlog, because he'll be home about 11:45, and I want to have lunch ready for him. Let me turn on the light. Yeah, I think it's too dark. So I'll just turn on the light real quick. And I did end up making homemade sauce yesterday. I kept saying, oh, I'll make it. And then I just wasn't feeling well. So I didn't end up making it for like 5 days. But this is my homemade sauce. And it has 1 large red onion. And that's all I needed. It should have had 2 green peppers, but it had 1, because the other one was rotten from the inside, but not on the outside. And I put some fresh garlic in it. Then I used dried Italian seasoning with some more garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, and 2 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes, 1 small tiny can of tomato paste. So what you do is, for 5 minutes, you saute your onion, your pepper, and your garlic in butter, and then you add everything to it. I cooked it on the stove for an hour. 30 minutes into cooking it, I added my Italian style meatballs, 11 of them, and then I cooked it another 30 minutes, and then made the pasta on the side. So it came out really good. And I added a large can, 28 ounces of Italian diced tomatoes 10 minutes before I was going to turn off the stove. You drain them, and this will help not to make your sauce watery. If you use crushed tomatoes instead of tomato sauce with puree tomatoes, and then some people put plum tomatoes, diced tomatoes, all that stuff will make your sauce watery because the actual tomato sauce is watery. So if you skip the tomato sauce and the tomato puree, and I made, that's just a little thing that's left over. I have another big container that stands up that has the meatballs and sauce in it. So it did make a lot. I was lucky enough to get those on sale. They're not like Hunt's cheap, they're real Italian ones. They usually go for $2.89 and I got them for 89 cents a piece. So this sauce probably, with one pepper, one onion, the garlic I already had, probably cost me about $5 to make it. And it's probably like 2 large cans of like ragu or something. And I know a large can of ragu is about $3. So not bad. It's homemade. It's low in sodium. It's everything that you want in it. I wish I had some fresh basil. I would have put it in it. Or bay leaves. It would have tasted a little bit better. But because the bay leaves will help take some of the acid out of the sauce. And it just gives it a really nice flavor. Cook it in there for an hour, just pull them out. I usually do 3 or 4 of them. But this was the first time I tried to use crushed tomatoes instead. Came out really good. So I have some smoked sausage that I'm going to be cooking up with some plain white rice and probably put some peas in it. A little soy sauce, so it'll be a little high in sodium, but just for flavor. And I think that's what we're going to have today. And then if my husband wants some more, there's some more macaroni. There's like a half pound left. So I'm starting to feel better now, but still not sleeping. I was tossing and turning. Me and my husband were talking to each other in our sleep, and we could remember what we were saying to each other. It's funny. So it is just the change in the weather, things in my mind. I have not been as active the past week like I was, where I cleaned the house for 3 days, and it was very time consuming trying to organize, trying to make it look nice, get rid of all the trash, get rid of all the recycling. Where we live, you may have to bring your stuff to the dump. You have to bring your stuff to the recycling place. So if you want to get your 5 cents back on the deposit, which we do. So it was just a lot of stuff like that. My husband had to go to the store 3 times Friday because he kept forgetting things I needed. So, and then having Carson for 6 hours Monday, it takes a lot out of me. And then, with the rain today, and it's going to rain tomorrow. It did rain Monday night, and I feel all that. Unfortunately, my back is killing me. So that is how kind of like that week went, I guess you could say. So I'm definitely gonna be staying in this weekend. The gift my husband got me from Nintendo Switch, which was the headset that goes with the game Zelda Breath of the Wild. The headset only worked on the left side, not the right. So he returned it, and he got me a gaming PC headset that's wireless, but you can also connect it to your computer if you want to. It's only good for the computer, but I realized that my other headset does fit the Switch. It just doesn't fit the PS Vita. So that's fine. I'll just use one for one for the other. And the one that he got me for the PC is a Razer brand. So he had to pay extra money for it. But no. And I don't understand, when this headset was not opened, why it was defective. And that's very annoying because we have to drive about 30-40 minutes away. It's not right up the road. It's about 30 to 40 miles away, one way. And, that's a lot of wear. It's just the gas, the wear and tear on my car, the oil. It's annoying, time consuming. But it got done, so that was good. So I did get Don't Knock Twice on the Switch. I don't remember if I told you guys. For $6.74 when it should have been $20. So that's a great deal. And now that I have a headset, I'm going to try to play it. I'm still trying to get through the Caretaker. So I like that the game, this is not a very expensive game. I believe I paid $8 for it. And it might be like 3 hours, 4 hours of gameplay, depending, I guess, how you play it. It is supposed to have different endings. I don't know how you get them, but that's what it says. And I think I might have talked about it a little bit on my last one. Bloody Valentine 3D remake movie. It kind of came from both of them, with Dean, who plays in Supernatural, the older brother. So I got to a point, and I didn't know if it saved or if I had to redo everything because it's an autosave, and I don't always notice when it's saving. But when I went back into it a couple days later, it loaded me up exactly where I died. And I couldn't move fast enough, and I was just like, well, I'm not feeling good, so I'll try it when I feel better, because it just literally, as the legend monster opens up the door, you only have seconds to react, and it put me right there. So I did ask on Steam discussions, how it says to run and hide, but where do I hide? You can't bend down, so you can't go under desk or anything like that. There's no closets. And so the person said, just run out of the area, wait a few seconds, and come back in. So I'll try that. I was hoping to feel a little bit better today to be able to play some horror games, because I usually always try to on Halloween. If I'm not doing that, then I'm watching horror movies. So maybe I'll watch a couple horror movies with my husband. There is a demo on Steam for anybody who does have a computer. The Curse of Annabelle. I don't know if the movie company is behind this game, but it does use the word Annabelle, and I do know Annabelle very well. The possessed doll. She's actually has her own movies, but she's branched out. So I forget, The Cursed House or something it was called. It was like a $2 rental on YouTube, so you don't have no ads. And me and my husband watched it, and it had the woman who plays Bates Motel TV show before it got canceled. 3rd season was the last season. She plays the woman here, and her husband also has a special ability, but she can see the dead, and they can harm her. And he has a special ability with items that mean something to them, and they're kind of like connected or possessed to it. And when I looked at the screen shots of the demo game, he is doing that in the game like he did in the movie. So I really do think the movie company's behind it, which would, be fantastic. For anybody who did watch my bug for Layers of Fear 2, I finally got a reply 7 days later from a support person. His name was Gunn. He gave me 3 different links if I still have a problem, but he said that my save file basically is corrupted, even though it does say it reloads and I can go into it, that I have to start a new game. And I'm very upset, because now it has something to do with the latest update, which was way back in September, I think, maybe even May. I did look at my save file, but I don't remember what it said, but I did write to him what my last save actually was. And I think it was in May. And it just pisses me off, because I have 3 hours of gameplay. You want me to replay Act 1 to get to Act 2 to see if I still have the bug. Basically, that's what he said. And he said, and if the problem still happens, to write back to the 3 emails that he gave me for support, and that they will try to fix the situation. But a save shouldn't be corrupted because of an update that fixes bugs. to create a new one. But just let anybody know, if you're having a rendering kind of transition like that, where something happens and it gets stuck, you're gonna have to start your game. So, and Blair Witch, they haven't been able to fix the problem yet, so I'm really pissed off. Really pissed off. Yeah. I'm tempted just to see if a lawyer would take a case where I can get a full refund, because they broke the game. And this is the second company who's broken the game and hasn't fixed it. And hasn't replied to anybody either about it. So, this War of Mine was the first one with stories. I can't even play the base game now. So, waste of money. If anybody has any games they think I would like to play that are Steam, so I can record them if you want to see, I have no problem doing that. I can do like maybe a 20-40 minute video, tell you what I think about it, tell you if I think it's a good product or not, so you don't have to suffer and waste your money. And Steam is also having a major sale right now. 7 of my wish list items were on sale, so right now I have 7 games there. It ends tomorrow at 10 a.m. Which is the 1st of November, and it's only going to cost me $20 for 7 games. And I don't know if I'm going to get silver chains or not. It is on sale. It's about a $7 savings. And I do know that they have a Halloween update for it. It's like a mode or something, or you can find extra things. So I really want to see what that's about. And I mean, it's mostly positive reviews, but I don't know how well I'm going to play the game. It depends how fast this woman moves, Monster Woman, and, you know, or am I going to remember where I can hide? That's another thing. You hide in, like, these wardrobe closet things. So if I go into the wrong room and I die, that's going to piss me off. It really is. Oh, and for anybody who does not know, there is a new Silent Hill out. Not early access anymore. And it is called, it's the name of the city, Centerdale or something, Homecoming. And it uses Silent Hill characters from the first one. It uses their real names. Shirley and the father's name and the mother's name. So I don't know if they're going to get in trouble for this, if they have permission, copyright, you know, material. But if you want to go check it out, it is there. I believe it's on sale for like $12 right now. Could be a little bit cheaper. So just letting you know it's there. If this is a copyright issue with the game that Steam's not aware of, it will be pulled. So as long as you buy the copy, it's yours. Just saying. Thank you for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. And if anything exciting happens, I'll do another vlog for you guys. And I do have a new ASMR video with some new lids from my Glenn bag. Bye. Thank you.